We did really well in slowing down the pass, as we're not doing so well this time. Newsome dives, misses. To start off with, there's got a guy across the middle. It's forced in, and it's going to be a pick. Taking what we're giving, and we're giving a good too much as Keenan Allen keep defenses a little bit more honest, as that is a bad throw from Young. Need to make sure we're locking up Chubb as he finds space, and a third. As they cover it up all, Young instead scrambles, lowers the shoulder, and trucks his way in. Properly lined up for man coverage, and it's wide open for Keenan Allen. I don't know what happened there. Find a little bit of some space as he does beat his guy. It's laid out, and there we go. Chuba Hubbard. Slants, couple flat routes coming across. We have our guy in Bateman. Field goal keeps it a 2-score game as it's thrown right to Hartwell. Well, we're not going to be giving up a field goal. Instead, not going to get the pick six. See how well that works here for us. Hayden Hurst coming across, and it will be the touchdown. He holds on to it. We need the defensive line, and we get the defensive line. It is Castaneda, the rookie. We'll hand this one off. Hubbard bounces and finds the end zone. As the snap is back, it is going right down the middle with 2 seconds on the board. They could not consistently make the plays. Not even consistently, I mean, any sort of regularity whatsoever. And coming off that game where we gave up 531 yards, 416 of which were passing yards. The defense is definitely under the microscope today, though they're not the only one who has that extra eye on them. As we've opened up this season 1 and 2, media's really harping in here on Young. Struggling out the gate. Now, he's made some tremendous plays, but he's also thrown a lot of interceptions. He's fumbled the ball that have cost us a lot early on this season and into last season before that. So we really need Bryce Young to step up his game, clean up his game, deliver timely balls, and stop turning it over. Now, luckily for our defense, we are getting back one of our star young players in Greg Hodgins. He missed a good handful of games to open up the first 3, plus some time in the preseason due to injury. That's been an ongoing concern with him. But he's going to be seeing some playing time, working his way back into the rotation. Now, the big note here is he doesn't have great block shedding. However, the coverages are actually pretty decent for him. And considering Hartwell, the rookie, just had one of his better games, one of the only guys who could solo tackle Nick Chubb last time, I don't want him to be off the field entirely, especially since he's close to revealing his hidden dev trait, probably 2 more games. But he really has good block shedding. Cover skills are close, but not as good. It's primarily the man coverage, just not as clean. So Hartwell is not going to be one of these starting sub-backers. Instead, we're going to go with Hodgins, but Hartwell will continue to be one of our base linebackers. And on top of that, I'm going to have these 3 rotating often, because we also have a UDFL in Oliver too, who started in week 1 due to injuries from both Hodgins and Hartwell, and he played really well. So that is one position group that I'm definitely going to have rotate a lot. And they're going to be tasked with facing a pretty good offense here in the Cardinals. Kyler Murray's still their quarterback. He has that scrambling, so we're really going to need to make sure that where they beat us is through the air. At running back, they have Austin Eckler, another receiving back. They also have a rookie in Elijah Washington, who's got some good speed and probably could be a pretty good 1-2 punch. As for the receivers, Justin Jefferson, obviously we've talked about him. They also still have Marquise Brown, so a lot of speed there at the top end. Then they have Michael Wilson, not as much speed, but a solid player at a 79. However, that is really all they have. Then you dip into some sub-70 players. As for tight end, Trey McBride, another really solid guy with a lot of speed. Their trenches, they have 2 guys here, close in overalls, but they're going to go with Stallworth, the rookie at left tackle, who is a 76. Over at guard, it's a really good one. One of the best ones in the NFL in Joe Thuney, a 92. They also have another rookie behind him in Columbus, who's a 72. So they got some guys for the future for sure. At center, Ryan Bates, a 75. Right guard, you got Hernandez, a 79. And then Paris Johnson Jr., an 82. So their offensive line is pretty solid. A couple weaknesses here and there, but Hopefully we see our defensive line have a little bit more of an impact in this game. They really just were schemed out last week. As for their defensive line, Zadarius Smith, an 83. They also have Drake Jackson, a 77, so maybe we'll see a little bit of him, as Smith is 72, on the older side. On the opposite side, though, Sam Williams, a 78, plus a second-year player in Johnny Beasley. Down the middle at DT, they have Jamario McKay, second-year player, and Javon Kinlaw, a 73. As for their linebackers, they have Josh Uche, I believe it was the correct pronunciation. He was in one of our previous state-only challenges, and I know I was corrected on his pronunciation, though now I don't remember. They also have BJ Ojulari. As for the opposite side, Zaven Collins. He's more of an inside backer at an 81. And as for their inside backers, they have Kaiser White, a 78, and James Schaub, a second-year player, a 75, plus Papoe or Papo. Either one of those, maybe, a 72. As for their corners, they do have Sheldon Jett, who is a very intriguing corner from not this last draft class, but the one prior to. Looked extremely promising. However, he is extremely injury prone, a 39 injury rating. So while he's really good, he's not very durable. And on top of that, Cash actually beat him in all cornerback rankings last season. So good on Cash, though Jett still probably going to be a solid guy. They also have Garrett Williams, a 77, as well as Brandon Steffens, a 77. Then Ambry Thomas, a 74. So a pretty decent cornerback group, but definitely not top tier outside of Jett. For their safeties, Jalen Thompson, a solid guy at 82 overall, and Budda Baker, 91. So it's still a very well-built team. A little bit of some, I can't really say weak spots, but softer spots, if you will, along the way, but should be a very competitive game. Honestly, pretty similar to what we just had against the Patriots. So this time around, 1, can we limit our early turnovers? And 2, can our defense play well while the offense keep that same level we had last week? Let's find out as we jump in against the Cardinals. We'll have first say as we are underway. Set back to return is Johnson, and he will be taking it out. Following some blocks, he does not get by the first round of defenders as we start deep at the 17. So not a smart beginning here for us, but the offense heads out, and they showed real promise last week, battling back from early diversity. Diversity, that's not the proper term. Either way, we battled back last week, made it a game, nearly finding the game winner. Sub 30 seconds left. However, the defense could not hold it. So we need to see a complete game as we find Likely here with a first down. We move up to the 33. Now, we did see some big play from Likely last week, including a clutch catch late on. Hopefully we see him continue to improve as we get this one to the outside. It's a great route, great catch by Bateman. He ran several great routes last week that we just weren't able to find him. Good that we find him early on, though. It's still not a great throw to him as we step up in the pocket, deliver a tight one, and that's the same play that we had the picks on last time, and this one's going to be a pick 6 as Williams just maneuvers the entirety of the offense turned defense and gets it to the end zone. Another early turnover resulting in points directly this time. And I think we just have to be honest. We have to scrap that. I don't think Young has the arm strength to really deliver that ball in a timely manner of which it needs to be delivered. As he maneuvers the pocket here, he's going to pick up some yards, getting down, takes a couple little bumps along the way. It's a gain of 8. But it definitely feels like we're trying to force that one, even though it looks open at the beginning. Just the arm strength, it's not there for it. RPO, though, is open here for Bateman as he gets the big catch, stiff arm at the end, up to midfield. So let's move on from the bad, leave that where it is, and continue forward. Trying to see a little bit more of some of this good as we got our guy coming across, delivered well. It's once again Bateman, already giving just about as many catches in this game as he has all year. And it's really about time he starts to show up as they walk down the safety to the left-hand side. We're going to bring Chenault in motion. Gonna have a little bit of a fake jet sweep action here. See if he could beat the 1v1 on the linebacker. Place it out for him, and there goes Chenault. Placed beautifully by Young. A quick answer from the pick six. We level this game up on our second drive. And with that, the Cardinals finally get to take the field. After 2 scores, the game is tied 7-7. First time we get to see what they do as they start with a quick throw to their tight end. It's a gain of 6. Quick throws have been a problem. Clearly, last week's tape really shows what a quick pass game can do against our defense. And we'll see how much of that we're going to see against the Cardinals, as at least the first 2 plays are exactly that, quick throws. So we'll definitely need to try to work on a couple different adjustments. We weren't able to get very much press last week. Might need to see more of that as they're going tight end the first 3 plays, and it results in 2 first downs. And obviously, as we saw last week, with that quick kind of pass game, it takes away one pass rush, just traditional 4 front. It also takes away a lot of blitzing as Sidney Brown with a touchdown saving tackle. Austin Eckler nearly got to celebrate there, because the line just opened up for him. 2nd and 3, though, as we limit what was, again, a really good play. As they try to scramble, big hit comes in. It's Hodgins. Murray will get up, but get up slowly. First big play after his return. Leaves 3rd and short, and they go back to the tight end. We've got to find a way to quickly fix this. We've obviously been running a lot of man this year. We now need to press the tight ends, it appears. As it's 1st and 10, they're at the 33. And they go right back to him, Sidney Brown. Lucky it was a bad throw from Kyler. And that'll bring up 2nd and 10, in which they come out with a empty set, 3 to the right, or 4 to the right-hand side, including the running back, and it's Owe, sack fumble, but they get back on it with Kyler Murray. But already seeing much more pass rush from Owe than anyone we've had prior to. We just gotta hope he just keeps coming. 3rd and 19, a prime pass rush down as they send a lot of guys deep. It's working open for Marquise Brown, but it's overthrown. We get lucky as Gardner Johnson got caught sitting way too shallow. It's a massive break for us as our offense gets to head out right thereafter. We start back at the 15. Not really great field position to start off in this game as we pick up a gain of 3. Now, obviously, we talked a little bit about how good that the run game defense has been for the Cardinals. Now, we don't do a whole lot of traditional running game, but we need to include it a little bit here and there. As we sidearm this one to Likely, we'll pick up another couple more. Well, that will bring us to the end of a very action-packed first quarter. A lot of big plays made here and there, and some plays definitely missed out on by both sides. But at the end of one, with it being 7-7, that's a much better start than it was last week. 3rd and 4, though, a big down already here for us in this quarter. As we get it out to Likely, it's a catch and a first, barely. But we'll take that barely over not getting it for sure. As we change up the look here, got 2 spread either side. It's Hubbard's favorite route. However, they sit on his route really well, forces a rollout, a throwout, and a hit delivered to Young. Now, it does seem like they're trying to get a little bit more pressure with some blitzes, so let's try to counter that as they don't bring the blitz this time. Get another hit in on Young, but it's Hubbard picking up the first down as he bounces through Williams' tackle. And we'll just keep attacking him with the spread look. Once again, through to the right-hand side, Hurst down the seam. We've got the deeper zig, I would say, to Chenault. Probably has a different actual name. Cover it pretty well and just throw it away. Say Cardinals, very similar to their offense. Their defense also has a good bit of speed. Leaves us with 2nd and 10. We'll see how much of some running we'll get from Young today as we pick up 9 with Hubbard. And from there, we'll bring out Barlow for the 3rd and 1. He's a first down specialist on these short down and distances. As we hand it off to him down the middle, bounces off his own lineman, and once again, barely, but does got the first. And that just might be what his job is. Nothing flashy really comes from Barlow, but if he could eventually get some better blocks, maybe some bigger things will happen. Hayden Hurst, thanks to a little bit of a bump there in coverage, picks up a big chunk down to the 27. And with a single high safety, I feel like we're going to have a little bit some double moves on the outside. Budda Baker's going to have to choose one side over the other. And we're going to toss this one up for Bateman, who just never got positioning. though not that it ever was really a well-placed ball. Leaves us with 2nd and 10 as we're going to motion out Callaway to a slightly stretched fullback spot. Get him out in front as some blocking, and well, it looked good for a second. Just a gain of 3. So with that, we will change up the look. Got 2 receivers to the right, 2 tight ends to the left. Essentially switching floods. The receiver is going to go more towards the middle, though. We got our tight end. It's Hayden Hurst. Not going to get by 22. A key tackle there from Steffens. Now, these are definitely more of the throws we need from Young. Got to get away from the deep shot. Not our game. They do walk down the safety again to the left-hand side. Need a block on 96. If we did, that might have been a house call. But instead, we got ourselves a 2nd and goal as we stick with a same look here. 2 tight ends to the right, 2 receivers to the left. Gonna wheel out Hubbard, who had the step lofted beautifully from Young, and Chuba Hubbard with another receiving touchdown. So it's clear our offense definitely continuing where they left off last week. Defense, not too bad of a start in this one as we are up 14-7. Will be a quick throw once again to the outside, though no one's sitting out there. Will be a first down to their tight end once again. So we might need to have ourselves stacking the box a little bit more this week to help out with some of these quick tight end games. As they go to Eckler, not gonna get far. Hodgins there with the tackle. Actually, Hartwell. Boy, is that one gonna be confusing because we got a 44 linebacker and a 45 linebacker. Plus on top of that, you got Stockton, who's 55. Too many similar numbers. 2nd and 9. As they send everyone deep this time. Pass rush coming in. It's McCullough, the rookie. Dives, misses, and somehow Kyler breaks away. The defense gets the block on the defense as Kyler with a massive gain to the Oppo 34. And it's those kind of plays we have got to limit. Can't let Kyler beat us both on the ground and through the air. We'll take the throws all day. More of a chance we can make a play. Rather than trying to keep up with his speed with our outside guys, they hand it off down the middle, pick up 2 to Eckler. So far at least, we're doing a good job in stopping their run. It's really just the passing game, which they're trying to beat us, and they do get that catch. Barely. Be Justin Jefferson's first catch. Now, he's not wearing 18 any longer. He's actually flipped it. It's 81. As they go his way, and he brings it in. How did Gardner Johnson not swat that one away? I guess it's just the magic of J-Jets. As they're at 1st and goal, we send a blitz, and they get it to their tight end. It is McBride, leveling this game at 14. With the Cardinals keeping step for step with us, we got to make sure we keep stepping with our offense. We got 30 seconds left here in the half. Get a quick throw to the outside. It's Chenault who will pick up the first down out of bounds. We still have all 3 timeouts. Plus, on top of that, we have ourselves a kicker with a massive leg. We just got to get him in range, which would be around the 40 to 45. We got a couple out routes here, or more corner routes to be more aptly so. That one comes up a little short, but Bateman with the catch just toe taps the sideline. We'll get right back to it. Kind of changing up the way in which we pass, trying to keep everything really to the outside. We're not much of a down the middle kind of team, at least as much as we can choose for ourselves. As the ball pops free on the sack. Now instead it's going to be the Cardinals with the opportunity for at least a field goal before half. Once again, another fumble. Turnovers have just been killer for us. And really, I can't blame the offensive line on that. Young scrambled right into the pressure. As they throw to the outside, it will be a short gain for Michael Wilson. Now, it's definitely not great when you got a 1v1 with St. Just and Justin Jefferson to the opposite side, but instead they keep just going to their tight end. I'm sure Jefferson not happy with this offense right now. Well, they are definitely working their way into field goal range. They're 3-0, so I guess as long as they keep winning, he'll be happy enough. As they will keep throwing this time, dumping this one off Eckler, and we got Hodgins there. And we got 7 seconds left. 1 timeout still, check that. So they just need a few more yards, then they can apparently just throw that straight out of bounds as a flag down as soon as the whistle. Then they're going to call illegal contact from Stockton. I don't know how quickly you could have illegal contact like that, but they're going to bring out the field goal unit, and they will take the lead at half. And on top of that, they also get ball after half, and it's the same thing we talk about every single week, right? It's the turnovers, a self-imposed hurt. that really is the difference of this team winning and losing. Same thing happening here. First half interception, first half fumble, and that gives them their lead. As for the rest of our division, it's a big game happening right now as the Falcons and Saints both 1-2 as well as ourselves. Saints are up 21-14 going into halftime. So that was definitely going to impact the seeding at leader standing of our division. As for a different division, got the Eagles. They're taking on the Giants. They're 0-3 versus 2-1. And the 2-1 team on top right now, 21-7 going into half. And lastly, not really a divisional battle here, but another one that impacts our division, as the Buccaneers 0-3 are currently down a field goal to the Patriots going into half. So at least the positive news is that a lot of our division still not doing well, but we really need to start picking some things up, cleaning some things up, as the Cardinals start out on offense, and they go with a quick slant through the hands of JJ. So we're definitely giving St. Juste the tough battle in this one. We really should have Newsome on Jefferson, but for some reason it does not want it. As they change things up here, they go with an empty set. Gonna flood the right-hand side, leak out the running back, and they will get it out to him. It is Eckler. However, it's a loss of 1. Stockton in coverage that time does very well on the short throw, leaving them with 3rd and 11. A great opportunity to get off the field here as they go with the halfback screen. Just need some guys to get the tackle, and in comes Hodgins, a clean tackle at that. We will get the ball after a 3-and-out. And what we really need to see this second half is just no more turnovers. I mean, simply put, if we aren't turning the ball over, we should be doing pretty well. As we get this one out, it's a good adjustment on the throw from Thomas, who will pick up near 20 on our first play. Because really the only thing that has hurt our offense is ourselves. The way we run the offense has worked well. Just get the ball to the outside, let our shifty guys continue to make plays as Hubbard picks up 6. So as long as Young just plays cleanly, I think we'll be just fine. As we come out with an empty set here, gonna go with the screen out to Hubbard, who's gonna just get back to the line. Ended up not being much to really gain on that one. 3rd and 4. We got an RPO dialed up here, and we will stick with the handoff though. Hubbard cutting back to the right-hand side. He picks up the first down as well as an injury. Buda Baker. We obviously haven't had much success going deep downfield, and we haven't really seen him do much in the box. So let's see if we could find ourselves a deep shot right there after. Not really. That ball should have been picked off as the hit sent it straight to Collins. But we get massively let off there. We keep possession, 2nd and 10. Let's try to calm things down from there then. As Young just going to sprint to the outside. Not a whole lot of stamina in his tank. He'll pick up a few. Now they've definitely been getting some pressure throughout the day. 3rd and 6. Let's try to set up the halfback screen here to Chuba. Get the ball out cleanly with some blocks in front, which do hit, and we'll pick up the first down pretty easily. And with that, we're down to the 23. Again, as long as we just play our game, we are good. 2 high safeties. Chenault looks good, but depending on what the outside corner does, as they drop, get it to the back corner, dropping in beautifully. What a throw from Young. Chenault with a great catch too. Awareness of the sideline. When we're on, we're on. We just need to see that a good bit more. What a play. That sort of body control, very reminiscent to one Adam Thielen, who maybe mentored Chenault a little bit, because now once again it's up to our defense to make the plays here. As we're up 21-17, it's a good stop on first down. We talked about how much athleticism this Cardinals offense has, and honestly our defense, they have just as much, if not a little bit more. At some key spots, it's a good stop there from Hodgins, who's playing very well in his return. Now obviously I talked about seeing some good rotation at the linebacker spot. One thing I hate in Madden, it's just substitution for linebackers, so both interior and outside guys. So we're having to do a little bit more of the manual rotation as they do find JJ bouncing off a couple tacklers, picking up the first down up to the 45. And we'll say he's definitely made some big plays in this one, but he hasn't been a huge factor, I would say. At least not anything greater than what the tight ends have done, as there's a good stop from Stockton and Sweat in the backfield. But it's definitely seeming like Stockton learning well under defensive coordinator Luke Kuechly. Leaves us with 2nd and 13. They swing it out. It was a bad first step there from Hodgins, and Eckler finally really gets his big impactful play. Up to that point, he's been pretty well contained. Leaves them with a first down in plus territory at the 38 as they go with some play action. Stockton got back there. Instead, it's going to be 1v1. Newsome gets the pick in the back of the end zone. Just as good as what Chenault did that put us in front. That is definitely something we need to see a lot more from this defense. Some turnovers this year. We did not have many at all last year. As we do get Hubbard to the outside, a great block there from Bateman, and it will be a first down gain of about 12. Now, obviously, we want to end this drive with some points, but I also like to just let it methodically roll. As we got our tight end working open, that's Jordan Thomas. We got some athletic guys on offense, too. And honestly, for this being a team of a lot of spread wide play, we rock a lot of tight ends as well. As we get Hubbard to the outside, some good lead blocks, gain of 8. Now with the offense moving right now, let's have a little bit of a heat check. Let's bring Barlow out here for 2nd and 2. See if he can pop off for a nice gain. All right, yeah, we're doing pretty well as Barlow, with a little bit of power there at the end, gets us down to the 21 for Mr. 21. So a little bit of some celebratory positive play as we head into the 4th quarter. We are up 4 points, looking to add on to it. And it'll start with the continuation of the power look. Ty Barlow still out there. Got a little bit of some play action. Hayden Hurst covered really well as we roll out and eventually throw out. So with that, let's shake it up then. At the 21, we spread 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Chuba Hubbard on the screen. Blockers out in front. Just need to get to that second guy or bounce around the down. I said that very strangely. My vocals danced. I still can't say it. Danced around. Nothing like stumbling around when you're trying to have a really nice call. 3rd and 1 after the dancing around of Chuba Hubbard from his own offensive lineman. Go with the drop right through the middle, powering down to the 6, closer to the 5. And with that, we're going to change up again. Coming out with a heavier set. Look for Bateman on the zig to the outside. They covered it pretty well, but it opens up here for Young, who will dive into the end zone. We will widen our lead here in the 4th quarter. Controlling this game, that's the key. Now we just need to make sure our defense keeps that pressure up as Cardinals take a note from our own playbook here, coming out with a heavy look, then running to the weak side. It's a slowdown from Hartwell, and Eckler breaks through his best rush of the day. Actually gives him a decent little bit in total, 25 on 7 carries. Though pretty much half of that all on that one run. 1st and 10 for him up at the 40. As they go back to him, a nice subtle juke there, finds the open gap, and it's another first down run. Well, clearly they've noticed we've changed around our defense to beat their short, quick passing game. Now they're changing up their offense a little bit. See how well they stick to it. As they go with now the drag Justin Jefferson will pick up 8. Well, let's say if anything, they're at least being very efficient to start off this drive. 2nd and 2, they now spread wide as they go with a little bit of a read option, and they do almost do not find the edge. Castaneda finally brings down Murray. It's actually going to be a loss of, I believe, 1. Now, haven't seen Castaneda make too many big plays, though he did nearly find us the winner last week with the stop on 3rd and goal. This time it's a 3rd and 4, and Sidney Brown with great coverage on Eckler. But down 9 points. They will keep the offense out. We're going to make an adjustment. It is 4th and 4. And they'll have a couple curl routes. Pass rush getting back there. Jordan misses, and it will be a first down gain from Kyler Murray. We still haven't got to see much from Cam Jordan after coming in this last offseason. That was a poised time for him to make a play as the pass rush forces the check into the dirt on the screen. So when the scheming at least doesn't take it away, the defensive line has definitely shown some vast improvement this year. As they will check it down, it's not broken up by Newsome. A catch there by Brown. I want to say his first of the day. He's not gotten that involved outside of the deep pass that missed earlier on. And knocked out that time, it's Stockton. However, this time, they're at least sending out the field goal unit for 4th and 2. And they are kicking it. They do hit it. Makes it a 6-point gain. Or actually, check that. Somewhere down the line, I didn't do math correctly. We're actually up 8. So it's still a one-score game, but a much better one-score game as Chuba Hubbard, once again trying to bounce to the outside, definitely bounced that one. He picks up the first. So I'm assuming whenever I said that we were up 9, we were actually up 12. I don't know how I messed up that math, but either way, that's what happened. As we go with another stretch to the outside, Chuba will pick up some yards and definitely makes sure we stay in bounds. However, Sheldon Jett injured. As mentioned, he is injury prone. He was at least able to stick in this game for a good bit, but in crunch time, he heads off the field. 2:43 on the clock as we try to find some lanes down the middle, but we just get stuck on Willis Jr. and now Javon Kinlaw injured, essentially acting as free timeouts here. We're very suspicious of those injuries because they still have all 3 of their timeouts. As it's 2:39, they've essentially called a timeout in the last 2 plays. A big third down hit, not timely, likely picks up the first down. We're going to force them to use those timeouts. Especially with the fact that it's 2:34 left, we are still sitting with an 8-point lead. This time, not much of a gain. They do stop that one for Ty Barlow. But they do not elect to call their timeout, so we hit the 2-minute warning. 8-point lead. And as really just the theme of the season is, keep this our game. We go with the draw, and it opens up right down the middle for Hubbard, who lowers the shoulder, makes it 3rd and 1, and there are the timeouts. If they get the stop here, it still might be close to field goal range for us. But obviously, we want the first down. 3rd and 1, Barlow down the middle, will pick it up, and that should just about do it here. We'll run one more play, use their last timeout, get the clock down to a little bit more of a favorable spot, and then we can run it away. As Barlow does not find anything, he actually loses 4 yards, timeout called there. And that does throw a little bit of a kink in the plan because it's not a favorable position. And it's still about 1:50 on the clock. So we're going to have to run a couple plays here, and that just might do it. Hubbard spitting first down to seal the game. It was a little bit of a delayed fix for what we saw last week with the defense giving up a lot of short, quick passing games that continued into the first half. But the second half, we really cleaned things up. Offense, they just kept pressing. And overall, it was a solid win today all the way around. Big plays from both sides. And that puts us 500 at the end of the first quarter of the season. But being 500 would be good enough to have us on top the NFC South as the Saints are 2-2. So surprisingly, it's nearly entirely flipped from last year, as the Saints were the worst team, we were the 3rd, Falcons were the 1st, and the Buccaneers were the 2nd. Completely different year. Buccaneers, they are 0-4 to start their year. Falcons 1-3, and the next divisional game we have is going to be against the Saints. On top of that, we also have some pretty good news as well. Moving into week 5, where we play against the also 2-2 Los Angeles Rams, we have a breakout linebacker. Now, Hodgins was flying around in that game, so it only makes sense to me that that would be Hodgins. We'll find out if that's true at the beginning of next episode, which is going to be a tough one. Against the Rams, Aaron Donald right down the middle. Most of our plays to the outside, but he also moves around a good bit, and we have struggled against top-tier defensive linemen this season, so in all the seasons we've had. So that will be a true test, a true battle, which will set us up to go back into divisional play. As mentioned, Saints are next in week 6, and then the Buccaneers right then thereafter, an opportunity for a first divisional sweep of the season. So a lot of big games coming up. Do not miss them. If you have not already, hit the bell icon on the bottom right or scroll down and hit the sub button. As it stands right now, as I'm recording this, we are about 10 people away from hitting the 1K mark. So if you have not already joined and you enjoy these episodes, just go ahead and click it. It's free to you. It just helps grow the channel as we have been steady growing. So I appreciate all that have joined. A lot of content coming your way. You guys got this series every single Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, plus the state-only challenge, which currently the Central States only challenge, which is Arkansas, Nebraska, and Missouri, but that one might be coming to an end tomorrow, so do not miss that one as we enter season 5 with a jam-packed opportunity in the draft to hopefully elevate that team to play some winning football. So do not miss. On top of that, because it is season 5, no matter what happens in that episode, I will have a poll out on the community tab so you can vote in what will be our next state-only challenge that may or may not be starting on Saturday, as that series is every single Wednesday and Saturday. So 6 videos every single week. Plus you got the shorts highlighting everything happening in these series, a bunch of content. We'll see you guys next time though as we go on the road to face the Los Angeles Rams. And on top of that, most importantly, Aaron Donald.